2023 had barely begun when something happened, something massive. On the night of February 3rd, at around 10 p.m. Eastern Time, a freight train derailed in Ohio. And what followed was a disaster with global consequences. Over 400,000 pounds of vinyl chloride were released. Now, if you don't know, vinyl chloride is extremely toxic. It's highly carcinogenic, causes severe irritation, and is known to damage reproductive systems. It poses irreversible threats to both human and animal life. Shortly after the derailment, a toxic rainstorm swept through the area, poisoning Lake Erie, which supplies water to tens of millions of people. From there, it flowed through Niagara Falls, spreading contamination downstream and affecting the ecosystem and soil along the way. This wasn't just any chemical spill. Experts say the scale of this disaster rivals, or even exceeds, Chernobyl and the recent Japanese nuclear wastewater incident. Let that sink in. What started in a small American town could end up increasing cancer risks on the other side of the planet. And yet, no one was talking about it. In the US, the entire event was practically buried. Almost no coverage. No major headlines. Total silence. It wasn't until 10 days later, on February 13th, Valentine's Day Eve, that the truth finally began to surface. Think about that. For 10 days, the internet remained calm, peaceful, business as usual. Meanwhile, Americans were partying and celebrating the Super Bowl like nothing happened. It's hard not to admire how well the US manages public perception, but you can't hide the truth forever. More and more shocking details started leaking out. First, the response. Vinyl chloride is not only toxic, it's also highly flammable. When burned, it creates dioxins, which are even more dangerous, classified as some of the most potent carcinogens known to science. So what do you do when there's a vinyl chloride spill? You make sure it doesn't burn. And yet, according to reports and eyewitness accounts, it was possibly the police themselves who set it on fire, intentionally. Thick black smoke poured into the sky. It looked like someone had punched a hole in the heavens. Toxic fumes rose higher and higher, spreading through the upper atmosphere, circulating across the globe. Locally, the impact was immediate and devastating. Pets and wildlife were found dead in large numbers. Rivers turned toxic. Livestock miles away dropped dead. Fish floated belly up for miles. And how did US media respond? By arresting journalists who tried to report it. By calling it a small leak. One official from the National Transportation Safety Board even claimed that the train cars were safely vented. This kind of language is designed to downplay danger, to make people underestimate the threat. And while officials were busy spinning the narrative, nonprofits and online influencers were pushing emotional stories, shifting public focus away from the real issue. But here's what really upsets people. It's not just the disaster itself, it's how the US handled it. With confidence, with denial, with silence. And when people compare this to Chernobyl, honestly, it's an insult to the heroes who died trying to contain the fallout back then. Those workers risked their lives. Many didn't survive, and for decades, they've been demonized by the Western narrative. Now compare that to how the Ohio incident has been swept under the rug. Even Japan's recent nuclear wastewater release barely faced international backlash. A quick apology, and everything went quiet. Now ask yourself, what would the world say if this had happened in your country? If you found this eye-opening, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and hit subscribe for more content like this.